The hub floated silently in orbit above Cerulean Prime, its sleek spires reflecting the cold light of a nearby neutron star. Inside, technicians scurried, holographic displays blinked with navigation feeds, orbital defense grids, and live camera angles from across the sector. This was the crown jewel of human military engineering. A live broadcast hub transmitting interstellar news, military updates, and strategic exercises to millions of viewers across the galaxy. And tonight it was about to become a battlefield. A shadow moved along the maintenance catwalks just above the main control room. A galactic soldier, rogue and highly trained, crouched low, his plasma rifle calibrated to fire a deadly beam. He wore the dark camouflage of the rogue faction, a mix of stealth plating and optical dampeners that made him nearly invisible to sensors. His target, Navy SEAL Aaron Hale, who was walking calmly across the hub's bridge, inspecting the systems for anomalies before the live feed went active. Millions of beings, humans, aliens, and hybrid species, watched the broadcast feed from their homes, space stations, and planetary command centers. Some were casual viewers, unaware of the tension building in orbit. Others were high-ranking officials, their fingers hovering over emergency control panels. Nobody could anticipate what was about to happen. The rogue soldier adjusted his sights, his hand steady despite the adrenaline. He had practiced this move in simulations, had memorized every patrol schedule, and knew the SEAL's reputation. He thought himself clever. He fired. The laser beam sliced through the air, bright, instantaneous, deadly. But Aaron Hale did not flinch. He had trained for a lifetime in combat zones across multiple planets. His reflexes were honed to a preternatural speed. In a blink, he twisted, shoulder low, feet pivoting against the alloy floor. The plasma bolt passed inches from his helmet, searing the wall behind him and leaving a trail of sparks. The audience gasped. Millions simultaneously froze on their hollow screens. Every species, every planet, every station connected to the broadcast felt it. A human SEAL had just survived a direct, aimed strike on live transmission. The rogue soldier hissed through his comm link. Impossible, he moved before I fired. Aaron's own HUD displayed the intruder's signature. Calmly, he assessed the angles. He didn't panic. He didn't shout. He only moved with precision, leveraging the environment. He ducked behind a console, sliding low as the soldier recalibrated for another shot. Sparks flew from damaged panels, and the hub's AI triggered emergency lockdown protocols, sealing bulkheads and activating defense turrets. "Lockdown, not today," Aaron muttered under his breath. Using micro-jumps and his grappling tether, he vaulted to a vantage point high above the rogue soldier's path. From here, he could control the field, using verticality to his advantage. Back on the broadcast feed, commentators were frantic, voices overlapping in dozens of languages. "Did you see that? The SEAL dodged a direct plasma strike. This cannot be real, he's alive. Pause the feed. Someone stop this before it becomes a massacre." Every signal was ignored. The rogue soldier's action was now public history. The eyes of the galaxy were watching. Aaron activated his wrist-mounted countermeasures, sending a pulse that temporarily disabled the rogue soldier's optical camouflage. For a moment he was visible, revealed against the hub's steel walls like a predator caught in a spotlight. The SEAL moved with decisive speed. He didn't hesitate. With a precise throw of his microgrenade, he detonated a concussive shock that knocked the soldier off balance. The blast threw him into a control console, sparks flying, alarms screaming. But Aaron didn't waste time celebrating. He knew that on live broadcast, chaos spreads faster than bullets. Civilian viewers could panic. Command centers could overreact. Rogue factions could see this as a signal to attack. He moved, swift, controlled, deadly. The rogue soldier recovered, rage twisting his features. He charged again, firing bursts that Aaron deflected with calculated rolls and low dives. The hub's interior became a maze of sparks, smoke, and shattered hollow panels. And yet, Aaron stayed in control, every movement precise, every angle calculated. The broadcast captured it all. Millions of viewers could now see the SEAL's skill, courage, and sheer inhuman timing. One commentator whispered, almost reverently, "No human should survive that." Another, in disbelief, "He's rewriting combat history live in front of us all." Then came the moment that shifted everything. Aaron leaped from a catwalk above, landing behind the rogue soldier in a maneuver that combined gravity, momentum, and pure instinct. Before the soldier could aim again, Aaron disarmed him, twisting the plasma rifle away and using the momentum to throw him to the floor. The rogue soldier hit hard. Sparks flew from his armor's damaged joints. Alarms blared. Cameras everywhere zoomed in. The entire galaxy saw the human seal standing over the incapacitated rogue soldier, calm, unshaken, victorious. And the broadcast went viral instantly. Within minutes, news feeds across sectors exploded. SEAL survives live attack in orbital hub. Galactic soldier fails to kill human hero. Chaos ensues. 5 minutes ago, attempted assassination. Now, entire galaxy watching. Political leaders scrambled. Rogue factions reconsidered their plans. Citizens across worlds cheered, panicked, or rioted, depending on their allegiance. A simple assassination attempt had ignited interstellar chaos in less than 5 minutes. Aaron didn't celebrate, he didn't gloat. He secured the rogue soldier with emergency restraints, then activated his comm. Command, situation contained. Civilian safety priority, proceeding to extraction point. His voice was calm, measured, professional, but the message had already been received. Across the galaxy, humans were not just soldiers, they were unstoppable. And the rogue soldier, once a confident attacker, realized the true mistake. Underestimating a human Navy SEAL on live broadcast was a death sentence in reputation, skill, and consequence. As the orbital hub's AI activated full lockdown and broadcast continued, one fact became undeniable. Millions had watched a human survive what no one else could. And in those millions of eyes, one thought emerged: never underestimate humanity, especially when it's live. Orbital military broadcast hub key alarms full blast par chal ratha. Red lights flicker kar rahaithai, hollow displays glitch kar ratha, or automated defense turrets at positions maintain karn kai kashish kar ratha. Broadcast feed Harek planet, station, or city tak yachukatha, millions dek rahatha, or sab ka reaction ek hai tha, panic. Galactic Command Center's main high-ranking officers apni hollow consoles key somni frozen the. Signals or alerts blink kar ratha, com channels overload ho ratha. Control, repeat, control, confirm status of Navy SEAL hail. Ek voice Gunji, trembling with urgency. Impossible. He dodged a direct plasma strike. How is he still standing? Dusri voice ni reply Kia. Citizens or viewers har tariff react kar ratha, streets par holographic news feeds par log scream kar ratha. Spaceports lockdown main chailgay. Mercenary guilds or rogue factions, instant mobilization, mode main the. Broadcast ni panic ka chain reaction trigger car dia. Hub key andar Aaron Hale calmly moved. Smoke or sparks key beach, us ni civilians co safe zones kai tariff guide kia. Usky moves precise or calculated thigh, na ek extra step, na ek unnecessary risk. Meanwhile, rogue soldier ni second attempt kia. Plasma bolts flash car ratha. Seal rolls, dives, ducks. Sab Cooch live, Sab Cooch recorded, Sab Cooch millions key samni. Galactic Commander's key screens P red warnings blink car rahai thigh. Civilian casualties imminent, emergency lockdown. But Aaron had a plan. Using microgrenades and grappling hooks, he created temporary cover zones, evacuated vulnerable technicians, and kept the broadcast feed alive. Because shutting it down would create rumors, panic, and chaos across the system. Viewers on multiple planets whispered in disbelief. Did you see that? He's alive. No human can survive that level of firepower. He's controlling the situation himself. Meanwhile, political leaders argued in real time. Factions that had ignored humanity until now started questioning their intelligence. If one human SEAL can handle a rogue soldier live, what can an entire squad do? We underestimated them badly. 5 minutes into the chaos, orbital defense grids activated fully. Space turrets targeted the hub's perimeter, cutting off potential reinforcements for the rogue soldier. Rogue factions watching the feed realized this was no ordinary human. Humanity had adapted, survived, and dominated even before weapons fully deployed. Inside the hub, Aaron finally cornered the rogue soldier. Sparks flew from damaged consoles, alarms wailed, and the hub's AI tried to seal exits. But the SEAL's focus was unbroken. Millions of viewers held their collective breath as the live feed captured the SEAL standing over the incapacitated soldier. His calm, precise movements and leadership under pressure became instant legend. By the time orbital forces stabilized the hub, galactic chaos was already spreading. Civilian populations demanded safety. Commanders debated retaliatory strikes. Rogue factions reconsidered their next moves. One fact was undeniable. 5 minutes of action had ignited a galaxy-wide panic, and humanity had just shown its hand. Hook, the rogue soldier's failed assassination attempt, wasn't just a local disaster. It was the spark that would ignite interstellar conflict. And Navy SEAL Aaron Hale had just become the symbol of unstoppable human resolve. Orbital Military Broadcast Hub Chaos Ka Epicenter Ban Chuka Tha. Sparks flew, smoke hung heavy in the air, and alarms screamed a constant warning. The rogue soldier had thought this mission would be simple. Eliminate a human SEAL on live broadcast and watch the galaxy tremble in fear. He had severely underestimated humanity. Aaron Hale moved like liquid through the chaos. Every reflex, every pivot, every jump was calculated. He had trained in orbital zero-gravity operations, high-gravity planets, and environments where one misstep meant death. And now, under the live gaze of millions of viewers, he turned the hunter into the hunted. The rogue soldier fired again. Plasma bolts flashed through the hub, ricocheting off walls and consoles. Aaron ducked low, letting one bolt pass inches from his shoulder. Another bolt tore through a control panel behind him, sending sparks and shards into the air. "Come on," Aaron muttered under his breath, scanning the environment. He activated his micro-grappling hook, swinging from one console to the next, closing the distance. The broadcast audience went silent, spellbound. Hundreds of species leaned closer to their holofeeds, realizing that this was no ordinary skirmish. Every tactical move, every dodge, every roll Aaron made was visible, and it all screamed one undeniable truth. Humans do not play by predictable rules. The rogue soldier realized his first mistake. He had aimed for a kill shot, expecting the SEAL to react normally. Humans, however, were not normal. Aaron's movements defied expectations, blending instinct with improvisation. Every attack the soldier launched was countered in milliseconds. Aaron spotted a panel above the soldier, low-hanging and unsecured. He leaped, using the momentum to propel himself behind his target. In a single fluid motion, he kicked the soldier's feet out from under him, sending him crashing into a console. Sparks exploded as the rifle slipped from the soldier's hands. The camera feed captured every second. The galaxy was watching. Political leaders and commanders across star systems froze. How is he still standing? They whispered in disbelief. Analysts recalculated every human threat metric they had ever filed. None matched what they were witnessing. The rogue soldier scrambled to regain his footing, rage twisting his features. "Impossible!" he shouted. "I am trained, Aaron cut him off with a swift, precise movement. Using the soldier's own momentum, he flipped him to the floor, immobilizing him with emergency restraints. Every move was executed perfectly, minimizing risk to the hub, civilians, and broadcast equipment. Outside the hub, orbital turrets had locked on. The rogue soldiers' backup fleets, seeing the feed, hesitated. Even hardened mercenaries and rogue commanders realized they were watching a human SEAL dominate a trained galactic soldier in real time. The SEAL did not gloat. He did not taunt. He simply moved, assessed the environment, and secured the hub. Every civilian and technician under his care was guided to safety zones. The hub's AI, overwhelmed by conflicting signals and alarms, followed his direction without question. Across the galaxy, millions reacted. Analysts recalculated human threat levels in real time. Rogue factions paused offensives. News anchors stuttered, barely able to narrate the unfolding legend. "He's not just surviving, he's controlling the fight," one commentator whispered. "This human, he's rewriting combat history," another muttered. The SEAL's composure became the new benchmark. The rogue soldier, once confident, realized his final mistake. Underestimating humanity under pressure on live broadcast is fatal to reputation and survival. Aaron secured the rogue soldier, then activated the hub's emergency lockdown protocols fully. Bulkheads sealed. Turrets reactivated for defense, not attack. The SEAL contacted command. Situation contained. Civilian safety priority, proceeding to extraction. The message was calm, professional, measured. But the galaxy had already witnessed an unparalleled demonstration of human efficiency, resilience, and tactical genius. And in the moments that followed, a lesson was seared into every viewer across star systems. Never underestimate a human SEAL, especially one who survives a direct attack in full view of millions. Within minutes, the rogue soldier's reputation was destroyed, his mission failed, and humanity's legend had just grown exponentially. Hook for Part 4. The rogue soldier's failure was only the beginning. The galaxy, now awake to human capability, began to react, retaliate, and spiral into chaos, setting the stage for an interstellar confrontation that no one had anticipated. Orbital Military Broadcast Hub C live feed Ob Puri Galaxy main circulate Ho Rahai Thai. Millions of viewers were glued to their hollow screens. Humans, aliens, hybrids. Sabni Deka ek human seal ko survive cart Hugh, ek highly trained galactic soldier key direct attack C. Galactic news networks erupted. Headlines flashed in multiple languages. Human seal dodges live assassination attempt. Orbital hub attack, rogue soldier fails miserably. 5 minutes ago, attempted kill, now. Humanity stands unbroken. Even high-ranking officials froze in disbelief. Analysts recalculated risk tables. Fleet commanders paused planned maneuvers. Rogue factions whispered among themselves. If one human can do this, what can an entire squad accomplish? Chaos spread faster than any weapon fire. Civilian populations on orbital stations and planetary cities panicked. Crowds gathered around holofeeds, shouting, cheering, some screaming in fear. Social feeds overloaded as millions reposted, clipped, and speculated. Entire planetary networks jammed for minutes. Meanwhile, SEAL Aaron Hale continued moving through the hub, calm and precise. Smoke and sparks filled the air. Every micro-movement, ducking, diving, countering, was broadcast live. Viewers could see his tactical genius unfold in real time. Inside galactic command centers, arguments broke out. Political leaders shouted over holocom links. Shut down the feed, stop the panic. We can't. The SEAL is still active. Deploy fleet immediately. But it was too late. The feed had already gone viral, and the galaxy was awake to human capability. Rogue factions watching the broadcast panicked. Their operative, the soldier they trusted to eliminate a human legend, was now restrained. Even hardened mercenaries on distant worlds hesitated. The broadcast had shifted the perception of humanity overnight. One human SEAL was now a symbol of unstoppable efficiency, skill, and courage. In orbital hubs and planetary command centers, commanders scrambled to redeploy forces. Civilians demanded evacuation protocols be expanded. Public fear was rising, and rogue elements were reassessing any potential strike against humans. SEAL Aaron, aware of the live audience and potential repercussions, continued evacuation operations. He guided technicians and civilians to safe zones while keeping the rogue soldier contained. His moves were calculated, measured, professional. Yet millions of viewers believed they were watching a miracle unfold. Analysts on multiple planets reported in panic. This human is rewriting combat doctrine. No simulation predicts this outcome. He's controlling the hub with absolute precision. Political alliances began to tremble. Rogue factions communicated in urgency, and loyal fleets paused deployments to reassess. Entire sectors were now watching human tactical supremacy in action, live and unfiltered. As the broadcast continued, it became clear. The rogue soldier's attempt was not just a local failure, it was a galaxy-wide event. Public opinion shifted. Governments recalibrated alliances. Mercenary guilds questioned loyalty. Every observer understood one thing clearly. Humanity, embodied by a single Navy SEAL, was a force that could not be ignored. Finally, after intense minutes of tactical maneuvers and live combat, Aaron Hale secured the rogue soldier completely. Civilian safety was ensured. The orbital hub's AI resumed normal operations under his direction. Millions of eyes across the galaxy had witnessed a single truth. Humans are relentless. Humans are adaptive. Humans survive and dominate when all others fail. The aftermath was immediate. Social networks exploded. Diplomatic channels jammed. Rogue factions called emergency meetings. And while the SEAL had acted professionally, the galaxy had already reacted, setting the stage for escalating tension and interstellar retaliation. Hook for Part 5. The rogue soldier's failure had unleashed more than viral outrage. It had ignited the first sparks of interstellar conflict, proving that the SEAL's actions could alter the course of entire planetary systems. The orbital hub hung in the black void, a glittering jewel above Cerulean Prime, but outside, the galaxy was already reacting. The rogue soldier's failed assassination attempt had ignited panic, outrage, and military mobilization across multiple star systems. Command centers scrambled fleets into alert status. Orbital defense turrets swiveled, plasma cannons hummed with lethal energy, and interstellar communications channels crackled with tension. Rogue factions that had once relied on stealth and surprise now hesitated, knowing the galaxy was watching every move. On the hub, SEAL Aaron Hale continued his methodical work. He moved through corridors, guiding civilians and technicians to safe zones while neutralizing rogue security drones activated in panic. Sparks flew from damaged panels, alarms screamed, and the occasional plasma shot ricocheted harmlessly off reinforced bulkheads. He paused atop a catwalk, scanning the external sensors. Multiple hostile craft had entered the orbital sector, aiming to capitalize on the chaos. Time to act, he thought. The first retaliatory strike came from an enemy frigate in low orbit. Missiles launched in a deadly arc toward the hub. Aaron activated the hub's emergency defense protocols remotely. Automated point defense turrets came online, intercepting the incoming missiles with bursts of focused energy. Explosions lit up space outside the hollow windows, casting eerie reflections across the interior. Rogue command centers, watching the live feed, realized too late that the SEAL was orchestrating defense while still evacuating civilians. Their own soldiers hesitated, unsure of when to attack or retreat. Aaron deployed micro-drones into the corridors, each capable of providing reconnaissance and targeted EMP bursts. He moved alongside the rogue soldier, keeping him restrained while using precise gadgetry to disable rogue tech that could jeopardize civilian lives. The live broadcast continued, millions of eyes glued to every move. Commentators across planets stammered, trying to describe what they were witnessing. He's single-handedly holding the hub against multiple threats. Every civilian safe so far. How is this possible? Human tactical doctrine redefined. The retaliatory fleets escalated. Boarding crafts attempted insertion. Orbital strike teams approached. And yet, Aaron's calculated maneuvers neutralized each attempt with minimal collateral damage. He used gravity anchors to throw enemy drones off balance, redirected plasma bolts into empty corridors, and forced boarding parties into containment zones where automated restraints immobilized them. Even experienced Galactic commanders watching the live feed whispered, "This human is not normal." Amid the chaos, Aaron knew the hub's survival was crucial, not just for strategic purposes, but for the symbolic demonstration of humanity's resilience. The failed rogue soldier had already made him a legend across galaxies. Now, every retaliatory move reinforced the myth. Humans do not flee, do not panic, and adapt faster than any AI or alien tactic could anticipate. By the 5th minute of orbital engagement, several enemy frigates had been disabled or forced into retreat. The rogue soldiers' faction suffered both tactical and reputational losses. Their own forces now questioned the mission. If one SEAL can hold an orbital hub against fleets, what hope do we have? Meanwhile, Aaron secured the hub fully. Civilian populations were evacuated via emergency shuttles. The rogue soldier was incapacitated and contained. The orbital hub, once the site of an attempted live assassination, now stood untouched, functional, and under human control. Across the galaxy, reactions were instantaneous. Civilian morale surged. Humans and allies celebrated. Rogue factions reconsidered attacks on human targets. Analysts noted, one human SEAL changed the tactical calculus of multiple star systems in under 5 minutes. The broadcast concluded with Aaron standing tall, hands on his belt, surveying the hub and the approaching fleets. He didn't celebrate. He didn't gloat. His mission was clear: protect civilians, secure the hub, and survive. And yet, across millions of hollow screens, Aaron Hale became more than a SEAL. He became a symbol, the embodiment of human resilience, precision, and tactical genius. Hook for Part 6. The rogue soldier had failed. The SEAL had survived. But the galaxy's reactions had only just begun. Entire fleets were now on alert, rogue factions were mobilizing, and political leaders were demanding answers about humanity's sudden dominance. The next escalation promised to be even deadlier.